everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back, a series of videos I do where I talk about games that are reviewed a year, 5 years, and 10 years ago, and what I think about them now, if I think about them at all, and if there's been any kind of changes or anything. So we got a lot of games to look at. Just a few from last year, though. I took a look at Splitter. Splitter is a little roll and write game where you write the same number on both sides and try to form different things. I liked it, 7 out of 10. Incidentally, this game's getting reprinted, I think, by Pandasaurus. Brick and Mortar. This is a very good economic game. I mean, it really is about starting up stores. I like the theme of this one a lot. There's a few things. I mean, if you don't like economic games, you might get caught up in the fun theme and then realize, ooh, there's really buy and sell, and there's very much in your face, some wars, price wars going on. But it's fun, 7.5. Dodo's Riding Dinosaurs. Great, silly Mario Kart style racing game. Flicking things, dropping things, great dinosaur miniatures. I like it a lot, 8.5. All right, 5 years ago, as part of our Star Wars series, I reviewed Clue Star Wars, which is so terrible. Clue is better than Clue Star Wars, 3 out of 10. But I also reviewed some other negative games. 4 out of 10 I gave to Frutti da Mare, Vini Vidi Antipasti. This was a game I really wanted to like. It looked like an area control game where you were fighting with the seafood on a plate. But wow, there were so many bad problems with it. Mini Rails. This is one I really wanted to like. I mean, I like a lot of train games, but this one was so abstracted, so boring. I just didn't enjoy it at all. 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10, The Crossroads of Heroes. I like the art in this game. I like the idea of, training these heroes and everything, but it just was missing a spark. There wasn't a whole lot more there other than that. A 6 out of 10. Several games I did enjoy. Kung Fu Zoo, a little flicking style game. It's actually been remade recently as WWE Cage Battle. I think I like the zoo theme better, but it was a lot of fun. Very simple game, 7 out of 10. Zombie Tower 3D, a three-dimensional tower where zombies are attacking. You can only see your section, but sometimes the zombies will go to other people's. It's a fun little game, 7 out of 10. Fin Billiards. This is a humongous game based on a classic game that I don't know a whole lot about, but basically it's like bowling, sort of, where you're pulling back. You have to watch my review to see how it is, but a big giant game. It's not for everybody, but it was fun, 7 out of 10. Munchkin CCG, I actually dropped this one a bit. I didn't expect a lot for the Munchkin CCG. Eric Lang designed it, so I thought maybe it's pretty good. We'll see, but it's Munchkin. And I enjoyed it a lot. It needed a lot of expansions to really get the ball rolling, and those never came. It's fine. It's an interesting game to pull out and play, but without those expansions, I'm dropping it from a 7 to a 6. Castel, a game about building human towers. Really interesting game it's a big box, a bigger box maybe than it needed to be, but I love the idea of traveling around and putting on these different shows and stack. There's a lot of good things in this game. 7.5 out of 10. Welcome to Centerville. I think this might be the last game Chad Jensen designed. He passed away shortly thereafter. From GMT Games, but a really good one. Doesn't look great. It looks okay. But the idea of building up a city here. Chad Jensen did another city building game, Urban City. I forget the exact name of it, that I was not a big fan of, but I did like this one, an 8 out of 10. And then I took a look at both of the expansions for Raiders of the North Sea. The amazing expansions, 8.5. In fact, I think I might rate the one of them a 9. They're really, the game is so much better with them. 10 years ago, I took a look at Hirelings The Ascent, which was like this big buzz, got a lot of good reviews, and I played it, and I thought, what is everyone singing this? It's essentially a roll and move Candyland style game, but worse, I think. 2 out of 10. Star Trek, the deck building game from the original series. I thought this would be an interesting idea. You're building this grid of cards out there, but it really doesn't go anywhere. Maybe if you love Star Trek, you'll enjoy it more. 4 out of 10. Alcatraz, the Scapegoat. A game where one person loses. You're all trying to escape out of Alcatraz and blame one person, make them the scapegoat. But because of that, because there's that kind of fighting in between, it's a semi-co-op style game, it doesn't really work well at all. 5 out of 10. Edo. This one I gave a 6 to. There's a lot of good ideas in this very abstract game from Queen, but it is very thinky. One of the thinkiest games I had played in a while. 6 out of 10. Serenissima. Serenissima, the original game, was one of the games that really got me in the hobby. I was like, wow, look at these ships moving around. The more people in a ship, the stronger that ship is, but the less goods it can carry. This reprint edition here, the second edition that I took a look at, not as nice as the first edition. Well, some of it's nicer. I mean, those flags from the first edition, I still have nightmares about them. It's okay, Serenissima. There's a lot of good ideas. It hasn't aged particularly well, especially now 10 years later. 6 out of 10. Clubs. North Star Games was trying to make the next great classic games. You have hearts, you have spades. There's diamonds from Mike Fitzgerald. Now let's make clubs. And it was okay. It's an okay trick-taking game. 6 out of 10. Tokaido I reviewed 10 years ago. I know. I gave this one a 6.5. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's move along, collect stuff. And it just misses the mark for me as something I want to play. I'd play it if you asked. And I know a lot of people really like it. But it's just mildly okay for me. 6.5. Also 6.5, the Great Heartland Hauling Company. Although this one, I think I might, if I revisit this one, I might put it back up to a 7. Just a nice little area control game, but I like the compactness of it. It's a very small card game, easy to move around. Shark. Shark is a version of Acquire that is mean. I mean, Acquire is kind of a mean game. Shark is meaner. We just got a new version of it here in Dice Tower Library from, I believe, a Korean version of the game. But man, if you want to play Acquire with some teeth, and that's not a pun at all, Shark is the game for you. 7 out of 10. Primordial Soup. This is it was originally called Soup, the German version of it. This is still one I will occasionally pull out at conventions because I want to show people a game they've never played before. And so you have all these amoebas and they're dropping poop, and you upgrade them with different kinds of basically. You're evolving them and things like that. I love the theme. I like the pieces. It looks cool. We just did a catch-up-palooza on this, I think, a year ago, but I still like it. 8 out of 10. And For the Crown, another 8 out of 10. This is deck building mixed with chess, which sounds terrible. I say this every time. And it looks terrible because this is Victory Point Games, and this is not when they were making amazing-looking games. And it's not for everybody. It's really thinky. Because you're sitting there going, do I want to add more cards to my deck? Or do I want to actually move pieces on this chessboard? And then, of course, the pieces do all kinds of crazy things. It is a weird mix that I think is really fun. 8 out of 10 for me. So there you go, folks. Those are the games that I reviewed a year, 5 years, and 10 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Look Back on the Dice Tower.